Once an island in its own right, but long since a part of the UK mainland, Thanet is the Kent coastline's easterlymost point, and I'm here at the Two Chimneys Holiday Park in Birchington-on-Sea as a base for a short tour of the area. Now, this region is best known for its utterly traditional summer family holidays, but I'm keen to look past the kiss me quick hats and candy floss to see what the real Thanet of 2015 has to offer: rich history and culture. Interestingly, Charles Dickens used to live just along the coast from here in Broadstairs, but today we're starting off with a paintbrush rather than a pen to check out a gallery in nearby Margate that's bringing a welcome dash of colour to the surrounding area. Standing proudly above the Margate skyline, the Turner Contemporary is a bold statement about the town's ongoing regeneration, and this is typified by the opening of the first phase of the reimagined Dreamland amusement park. J.M.W. Turner holidayed in Margate and is said to have been completely inspired by its amazing sunsets, so he was a natural figurehead for the new gallery, which opened in this building in 2011, designed by Sir David Chipperfield. The free-to-enter gallery presents a rolling programme of temporary exhibitions. At the time of our visit, it features Self, a kind of highbrow interpretation of the history of the selfie, with self-portraits ranging from Van Dyck to Damien Hirst and Sir Anthony Gormley, even Turner himself. Just a few paces away from the gallery lies another world, one of a gloriously sandy beach and row upon row of traditional amusement arcades. But of course, the coastline of any small island nation is important for more than mere holiday making. This entire region was crucially important during the First and Second World Wars in a bid to keep potential invaders away from our shores. I've headed inland to Manston, which tragically for the local area is about to close to make way for housing. But its contribution to the war effort is commemorated by the Manston History Museum and here at the Spitfire and Hurricane Memorial. This fantastic and free-to-enter exhibition includes both a Merlin-engined Hurricane and, as here behind us, a Supermarine Spitfire Mark 16. And this is the exhibition's manager, Matt Demetz. Tell us just a little bit more about this aircraft.
Yes, this particular aircraft is a Mark 16 Spitfire. It was used during the Second World War. It's what we call a combat veteran. This particular aircraft served with two squadrons, initially with 66th Squadron of the RAF, during which service it actually crashed, and it's currently restored in the colours of number 409 Squadron, which is the Royal Canadian Air Force, and that is the squadron with which this aircraft actually scored the 4 victories that you see marked below its cockpit. All of those were scored in the last 2 months of the war. Manston had a very important role, or actually 2 very important roles during the Second World War. In the early stage, during the Battle of Britain, Manston, or RAF Manston as it was called, was the most, or rather the airbase closest to the enemy lines. As such, it was under continuous risk from German aircraft passing over towards London. What we'd often find is that bombers would drop their cargoes on Manston if they had been told to abort missions, or if they couldn't hit their targets in London on the way back, they would drop their cargo on Manston as well. So Manston was very severely bombed during the Battle of Britain. It's in fact the only airfield that was really shut down for more than 2 weeks due to enemy action. Later during the war, as the Allies were pushing into the continent, Manston was being increasingly used by the United States Air Force and the RAF as a bomb recovery airfield. So a lot of bombers that were damaged or had been hit during their missions over Germany would come to Manston first because, again, it was the base closest or safest for them to arrive at. This means that most aircraft landing at Manston during the latter half of the war were actually usually damaged or in some sort of trouble, as it were. So that's what it was used for, sort of 43, 44, and then in the last few months of the war, it was used as a base to take part in the protection against the V1 and V2 bombs that Germany was launching.
In their downtime, the pilots of Manston had plenty of beaches to choose from, and those who enjoyed a good read might well have headed to nearby Broadstairs, a town beloved by Charles Dickens and one that offered a more sedate, grown-up holiday. Of course, there's another very good reason for coming to Broadstairs. The Star of the Sea here on the High Street has just been voted by the Potato Council, no less, that they have the best chips in Kent, and the fish is meant to be good too. I think we better go and sample the wares. So it's been a really good day of history, culture and some really cracking chips. But now it's time to head back to our motorhome and get a bit of relaxation in. Join us in the next episode to find out a little bit more about the site we're staying on.